Hey guys, I hope you guys are all doing well and welcome back to another Movie Monday. Today is actually a very special Movie Monday because it is actually Tom Holland's birthday. So if Tom is watching this, happy birthday. I honestly took this long to post this review just because his birthday, I thought it would make sense to post it on the day of his birthday. If you guys have not seen my Spider-Man Homecoming review, then I definitely recommend you guys watching that. I'll put it linked down below and I'll also put it in the iCard up above so that you guys can just watch it either after or before this. I want to say that this review will contain spoilers, but only at the very end, and that's going to be after I give my final thoughts and my grade, because I want to give a chance to people that haven't seen the movie, if you guys haven't, to watch the entire review and decide if you guys should watch it. If you didn't see my last review, which was of Midsommar, I said that I'm reviewing movies that are found on streaming platforms just so that you guys at home can watch them during this time. Even if you don't have the streaming platform, they're available to rent everywhere you can rent movies, but this one is found on Stars, on the Stars app, and if you guys have that, you can watch that for free. But yeah, enough of this little intro, let's get right onto the review. Spider-Man Far From Home is the first movie in the MCU that deals with the events after Endgame, and we kind of get to see where the world and people's mindsets are after that time. And it especially focuses on Peter Parker, of course, and it mostly deals with the idea of him battling between if he wants to be an Avenger or not and filling in Tony Stark's shoes. This movie is really well done and a really good movie. I enjoyed this movie a lot, and I enjoyed it more than Homecoming, even though I said I really liked that movie in my other review. This one I think is better and is the one that I tend to mostly rewatch. I've seen this movie a lot of times with my sister. We watch this movie all the time just because it's so fun and it never gets boring and there's always a lot of things.
12 seconds later.
But as I was saying, this movie is just really captivating, and in my opinion, it's not boring at all, and I've seen it, honestly, I feel like 4 times, and I haven't gotten bored. I want to start off by talking about the actual post-Endgame type of situation, and I definitely think that this movie shows a really cool perspective. So in this movie, they call it the blip, which is when they all like disappeared, and they answer a question I had, which is why the heck is Peter Parker still in school if he's supposed to be like 5 years older? And I think they answered that pretty well. It's just you're kind of the same age as you were before the blip. So I thought it was really interesting that this movie showed that post-Endgame, and I think it's the only MCU movie so far that has shown that. And I feel like for a while, because the next movie that we're gonna get is Black Widow, but that's like in the past. So yeah, I really like this like post-Endgame world type thing. And they kind of made it funny because in my opinion, I thought it was going to be kind of depressing, but they kind of made it a little bit funny because this movie is really lighthearted compared to the other Marvel films. I also want to talk about the acting. The acting is still really good, and Tom Holland really plays the Peter Parker well, and he's obviously really good at it because he did it in Homecoming and now he's doing it again, and he adds a lot of emotion to the character, and his connection with Tony Stark really shows in this movie, even though obviously Anyway, I also think this movie really showed Tom's range in acting. In Homecoming, obviously he acts amazing and he does it really well, but I feel like in this movie he's given more to act and more emotions, and there's a lot of scenes where you really feel for Peter Parker, and when you think about it, he's just a teenage kid who just had to go through the loss of somebody he admired, and I mean the entire population just like including himself. So it's really cool how he was able to act with such emotions, and there's so many scenes in this movie that just break my heart, and he does them perfectly, especially towards the end of the film, which I'll talk about in the spoiler part. And somebody else that I think acted really well in this movie is Jake Gyllenhaal. He plays Mysterio, and I feel like he had so much fun with this character, and you can tell because he just radiates fun energy the entire movie, and I really liked his performance. Another benefit and plus about this movie is that we get to see another location in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, especially in the Spider-Man movies. In all of the Spider-Man movies that I've seen, he's always in New York, and that's just like his hometown. That's where the movies always take place. So I thought it was really fun and interesting to see him go to another country, and just like it was just beautiful and a lot of fun, and it was like really funny to see how Spider-Man would be in other places. Speaking of the plot, I liked that whole pressure that he felt. It's really interesting to me how you can see his development from Homecoming, because in Homecoming, Peter Parker wanted to be an Avenger so bad. Like, he wanted to be called, and he wanted to be called for action, and now that this whole thing happened, he's kind of reflecting and he's like, do I even want to be one? And he feels a lot of pressure. And I just really, really appreciated that. And thought that was so interesting to do, because you could definitely see the parallel, and it just shows how much he's grown, even though it hasn't been that much time. And it develops Peter Parker's character in a way that I didn't think that they were going to, because he was a very different person in the previous movie, and you can tell that he has matured. And I thought that that was such well writing for them to do, and I honestly enjoyed that. And it just broke my heart, and it kind of provided the audience to kind of think about, like, what would you do in that situation. I really like when movies make the audience question what the main character is doing, and I understood Peter Parker 100%, and I feel like you guys would too if you watched the movie. I also really liked Zendaya in this movie, and in Homecoming she was kind of like a throwaway character. I don't know, she was just there. But here you can definitely understand that Peter has feelings for MJ. And I loved their scenes together. I love Zendaya. She is obviously amazing in anything and everything that she does. And I just really loved their chemistry in the movie. If you guys watched my Homecoming review, the only reason why I wasn't an A+ was because I felt like there wasn't much at stake, and there was not enough action. This movie gave me enough action, and more than I anticipated. It was very action driven, and I loved a lot of the shots, and although I cannot really spoil them, oh my god guys, there were so many cool effects that they did, and visual effects that just made it crazy. And sometimes it even reminded me of Spider-Verse in a way, with some of the scenes and the action sequences. They were just so creative and cool and actually scary that I found myself at the edge of my seat saying, how is he gonna get out of this? And this movie did so much to surprise me, because when you thought something was over, it actually wasn't over. And with all of this being said, I'm gonna give this movie an A. I'm not giving it an A+ because something bothers me that I'll talk about in spoilers, but it has to do with an end credit scene, and if you guys have seen the movie, maybe you'll know what it is. But I really enjoyed this movie, and it is a really nice action movie and fun, and you won't get bored of it, so I definitely recommend each and every one of you guys at home to watch it. And now I'm gonna start saying some spoilers, so if you are here, please, you watch the movie. You have been warned. I want to start off by that scene where Mysterio reveals his plan. I mean, I knew from the get-go that he was going to be evil. I feel like we all did. But it was so nice how they tied it back to Iron Man 1 and to more movies and the past. And it's cool because now when you rewatch those older films, you think of Spider-Man Far From Home. And I just absolutely love when they do that in movies, because they just add more to the story. And that's why I think the MCU is so successful, because they're really good at just adding more, and they literally don't stop. Who knows, in another film they might add something to Spider-Man Far From Home. So I was talking about the special effects, and my favorite scene in this movie is when he finds out about the illusion thing, and he has all those type of illusions where he thinks he's normal, and they shoot Mysterio, but then it's actually Nick Fury, but then it's not Nick Fury because it's actually Mysterio. And it sounds so convoluted, but it's in the best way possible. And I remember at the movie theater, we saw it in IMAX, which was amazing to see it in IMAX. And I was so shook because I was like, when does this end? This illusion and illusion and illusion. And it was awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I also really like the scene, the Peter Tingle scene at the very end when they're on the tower bridge. That was so cool, guys. When he just has the Peter Tingle and he breathes, and then he is able to knock off all of the projectors. And that was absolutely amazing. And I just wanted to talk about the end credit scenes. I really liked the one where it was Mysterio revealing Peter Parker's identity. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with that, and it just raises up the stakes. I was saying, Homecoming lacked in that, and Far From Home just gave it all to me, and I'm so excited for part 3. Now, what I didn't like, and the reason why it's not an A+, I thought it was so irrelevant to have Nick Fury and Maria Hill become the Skrulls. I don't know, maybe in the future it'll make more sense. It'll be that type of thing where you watch it at first and you don't like it, and I'll like it later on. But I just think it doesn't add anything to the table, and it's just there for no reason. I'm guessing it's there to connect Captain Marvel in a way. I don't know. I just didn't really like it. If you guys have any reason why you think they put that, let me know down below. I would love to hear it, but not my personal favorite, and that's just why it's not an A+. But other than that, it's to me a beautiful film, and I really, really liked this movie. And I'm so happy it was made, and I'm so happy that I was able to see it in IMAX, because it was beautiful. And that's where me and my sister got these Spider-Mans. They were giving them out at the AMC theaters, so that was pretty awesome. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and make sure to subscribe. I just hit 71 subscribers, and I'm so happy, guys. It really means a lot to me that you guys are subscribing, and make sure to follow me on my Instagram and check out my socials down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.